Is it better to just do something? So you can't tell, but I'm sitting here in Vietnam, in Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City, the capital. Actually, no, it's not the capital, it's just the biggest city in the south. Maybe in the country. It is 6:30 a.m. Not doing very much. Got up this morning, browsed the internet just like normal. I have a nice little apartment here. I was thinking, hey, it'd be nice to live here for a month. On the 16th floor has a great view of all the surrounding areas. No kitchen, but why would you cook here? You could go out to eat at all times, including now. You know, the past few days I've been putting off doing a lot of stuff. I had lots of excuses. I was in China, it was boiling hot in Shanghai. So, yeah, I was at a hostel, it wasn't very convenient. I mean, I could be on my computer and do stuff, but I was sitting in bed because there's AC inside. I guess there's this little bar area, like a indoor area I could sit outside and do stuff, but I just kept putting it off, saying, I'll just take a nap, or I'll just browse the internet. But I've saved up lots of things to do, and I've just never gotten around to doing them. I have these to-do lists, and then I put deadlines like April 1st, do all this stuff by then. But often I don't. And the time passes, I was like, oh, can't do it anymore because, it's expired. The offer is expired. It's no good anymore. I remember when I was growing up in church and they're talking about this idea of doing what you should do even if you don't feel like it. So the idea is that, as Christians, you're taught to help other people. And let's say you have the wrong motivation. Should you still do it or you don't do it because you have the wrong motivation? I remember people saying that you should do it even if you have the wrong motivation because once you start doing it, you may get the right motivation. I mean, it's not really the same, but it's like fake it till you make it, right? You act really friendly and nice and you want to be hospitable and welcome this newcomer, even though you don't feel like it, and when you actually start doing it, then you will start welcoming the person from your heart. I mean, when I look at all these things online, I always think, oh, I gotta get on this deal, gotta get in on that deal, gotta rearrange this. Sometimes you look at stocks like, oh, I should probably buy this stock. It looks like it's going up. But often you never actually get around to doing it. You just put a jot for later. Put a calendar reminder that pops up and you just ignore and that expires after a certain amount of time. You know what that's most comparable to? That's actually most comparable to hoarding. Hoarders don't start out with just collecting things for no reason. They have a reason. One lady was explaining that when she started hoarding magazines, it was because there was an article inside that she saw that looked interesting. She kept it so she could read it later. Often there was no later, obviously, but it got to be where she would collect magazines and not even open them because there probably are articles inside that'd be very interesting. 5 years down the road, she just collected things for the purpose of collecting things. She no longer had any intent of actually reading things, but they had a world of possibility inside. And if you look at my browsing windows, I usually have 20, 30 tabs open because there's things I could look at later. Things that, I want to do something about this, write about it. I mean, if I look at my phone right now, right, let's see. Chrome I cleaned it up, it only has, let's see, 14, I think. 13, that's pretty impressive. One is stocks. One is how to really avoid living a life of quiet desperation. This great article I read online about Thoreau and Walden and things like that. The World of Hyatt, 60,000 bonus points for their new credit card. I have the old one. You want to get a new one? Marriott Hotel and Air Packaging new pricing. I need to get on that. Tandem Pinot all around. I saw this like this recumbent bicycle that someone was riding in Seattle. Like, hey, that's really cool. So it was a man, he was carrying his daughter who had some, development issues, and so she just sort of sits there. But we talked about it, and he's like, yeah, you could look at these companies. And I was thinking, this would be perfect for my dad, so he could take my grandpa around in front. And I talked to my brother about it, and he's like, yeah, you should look into this company because, you don't have to worry about that falling. Because with recumbents, if they're only two-wheel and you lose your balance, you could fall, that could injure somebody. But if they're a tricycle, then it's much better. Toru Kasuya Photo Show. He's this Japanese guy who has beautiful photos of animals in the ocean. And I was thinking of how he writes his descriptions. That sounds very Japanese. Like greenling brooding eggs. I started visiting this bay every month in a year before the Great East Japanese earthquake in Shizugawa Bay, Minami Sanriku, Miyagi Prefecture, Japan, December 12, 2010. I was touched by the way parent fish work hard and doggedly to hatch their eggs. 7 years since this disaster, I hear that the ocean is back to its original state. Although I have not yet had a chance to visit the bay since then, I would very much like to go there and meet these valiant greenlings again. He writes very Japanese. The photos are beautiful. And then I have some lectures I was listening to, points with a crew, awards right for the evaluation. My cow game extracted your Facebook data on Atlantic. About a guy who created sort of a satirical game to epitomize the ridiculousness of gaming online. All you do is click on a cow. Yeah, that's it. Stupid, isn't it? And the cow says moo. And you get a post on Facebook. You get to share about how you clicked on a cow. Anyways, he actually made a lot of money from it. He thought this was just ridiculous. And he ended up stopping and not doing it anymore. Anyway, so those are all the things I have online on my computer. I ended up having lots and lots of notes that I was going to write about, jots that I didn't finish yet, stories I was going to tell. Isn't the dilemma of productivity how we don't feel like doing stuff and everybody has writer's block? Or a block, a reason why you can't do stuff? Or is it just this is the modern world where we do not finish stuff? We start on stuff. We are a society of dilettantes. We love trying things, but not actually being good at them, not actually putting the effort in to really become an expert. Maybe that's why food culture is so big, because we could try foods, this or that. Call yourself a foodie. But if you don't make that trek over to the village in France to really try out this amazing food, it's no big deal. They're like, oh yeah, I was gonna try that new restaurant, but line was a bit long. I was like, too much driving for today. People accept that. It's not like we go try to climb Mount Everest, where it's a life-death situation. We just say, well, we make a good story out of our refusal to put in effort. So it's acceptable, but is that good today? Is today separated by the people who do and the people who may do, but probably will not do? Is it about a good story rather than an accomplishment in life? The man who talks for about how he's going to go to India or how he's going to go to Africa and take a trip across or how he's going to do this sailing adventure around the world. He talks a good talk, but there's no substance in it. But that's fine, right? Do we really want the adventure at the party? Scrawny, because he's trained to live in the wilderness? Scruffy looking, because he doesn't have, appropriate clothes for the party. He wears what's comfortable. He knows how to get by on very little, living in sub-zero temperatures. Do we really want these guys to talk about the ins and outs of how you prepare? Or we just get bored after hearing a few minutes? We'd rather have people tell good, interesting stories, not how they spent 30 days gradually working up to living in sub-zero temperatures without a proper tent. I mean, it is what it is, right? Do we just accept it? Or do we strive to go against the grain?